In the darkest of nights, in the coldest of days, it's our comfort. In the dark of night, the winds of change are night. Our freedom is a national just we fight for freedom and justice.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx. We rise, we march, we fight, we live. Rise, Queendom of Nyx. United we stand, divided we fall.
In the darkest of nights, in the coldest of days, it's our comfort. In the dark of night, the winds of change are night. Our freedom is a match and just we fight for freedom and justice.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx.
We rise, we march, we fight, we live.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx.
United we stand, divided we fall. In the darkest of nights, in the coldest of days, it's our comfort. In the dark of night, the winds of change are night. Our freedom is a national just we fight for freedom and justice.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx. We rise, we march, we fight, we live.
In the dark of night, our freedom is a match and just we fight for freedom and justice.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am Austin Elsler, the co-king of the Queendom of Nyx. Today, I would like to discuss to you about how ancient Greece and steampunk shaped the Queendom of Nyx. Oh, I know you all have a bunch of questions about that, where we get the idea of being a Greek steampunk nation. So let's get to it. The Queendom of Nyx is not just a political project, ladies and gentlemen. It is also a cultural identity. From its government structure to its symbols, aesthetics, and philosophy, Nyx was shaped by two major influences: ancient Greece and steampunk. But interestingly, those influences were not fully planned from the beginning. Oh no. They evolved over time as Nyx itself evolved. When Nyx was founded in 2017, it already carried a Greek name, Nyx, named after Nyx from Greek mythology, the primordial goddess of the night. But despite that inspiration, Nyx did not yet have a fully developed Greek or steampunk cultural identity. Nope. At the time, the focus was primarily on building the foundation of the nation itself, among other things. Just figuring out what government we are, and we ended up being more like America than our own identity. So, we found out the hard way. The cultural identity would come later, though. As Nyx developed over the years, questions began to emerge about the nation's long-term identity and aesthetic direction. What would Nyx look like? What kind of civilization would it become? What culture would define it? During the years of 2023 and 2024, those discussions became much more serious, and eventually, Nyx made a defining decision. It would fully embrace a Greek steampunk identity. One of the major reasons for this shift came from a political organization within the Queendom of Nyx known as the Steampunk Coalition, which was formerly a political party and formerly a PAC. And if people don't understand what PAC is a political action committee, or an organization that funds a political candidate for an election. The Steampunk Coalition strongly supported the idea that Nyx should embrace a steampunk-inspired civilization aesthetic. And just a little on a transparent note, yes, I was the one that founded the Steampunk Coalition, so I had something to do with it. But trust me, when it comes to me talking to the Queen, I'm not as influential as you think. If she says no, I have no power in that. So, but it's different now because we're under triarchy. But I digress. Let's continue. The Steampunk Coalition supported the idea and embraced, not simply as decoration. No, This outfit that I'm wearing is not a decoration. I plan on going outside and going to events and all that, wear this out in public and everything. And my sleeves are folded. Don't get me wrong, I like the color black, but I like to wear this properly. Here we go. Didn't even realize they were not folded properly. There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. Anyway. But as part of the nation's identity and philosophy, okay, I have many outfits that I would like everybody in the Queendom of Nyx to try. Okay, not everybody has to dress up like me, no. Make your own clothes. Just take it from an ancient Greece or steampunk perspective and make it. You don't have to wear the stuff that I do. I don't make a lot of things, so yes, I tend to buy stuff that are Victorian-esque or Greek-esque, so, and I prefer more towards the steampunk Victorian-esque, so, not that you're obligated to wear these, but hey, if we get people to make these kinds of clothing and stuff, why not? Right. So, this idea was eventually proposed to Queen Breckenridge I, who, at the time, was the sole monarch of Nyx. After discussion and debate, the proposal was accepted. From that point forward, Nyx officially embraced the concept of becoming a Greek steampunk nation. Ironically, the steampunk coalition later dissolved because its primary goal had already been achieved. Its vision for Nyx had become reality. Steampunk represented more than appearance, though, like I said. It represented invention, industrial creativity, mechanical artistry, craftsmanship, and construction. Those ideas align naturally with Nyx's long-term goals of nation building, infrastructure development, and self-sufficiency. Even if Nyx never becomes heavily industrialized, the philosophy and aesthetics still represent the spirit of building something unique by hand. At the same time, ancient Greece returned as a major source of inspiration. Not only because of the name Nyx itself, and she is one reason, but because Greek history, mythology, and political systems offered ideas that fit the evolving vision of the nation. The revival of Greek influence helped solidify Nyx's broader identity and cultural direction. One of the most influential discoveries came from researching Sparta. During that research, an important detail stood out. Sparta did not have one king. It had two kings ruling simultaneously. That discovery sparked a major discussion within Nyx. Could a modern nation adopt a form of shared monarchy? Could multiple sovereign rulers exist together within one system? The only other country I'm aware that has that right now is I'm pretty sure it's a principality. The Principality of Andorra, between Spain and France. In Nyx's perspective, and I'm pretty sure, I actually don't remember if Andorra is part of the European Union or not. If it's not, it's between the European states of Spain and France, since the Queen of Nyx does recognize the European Union as a independent sovereign nation, and not because of, it overcompasses all of Europe. No, we researched it, we looked up their goals, we looked up their governance and how they enforced said laws that they all make, and everybody keeps referring every European nation as the EU. So, because of those many reasons, that's why we recognize the European Union as one nation. And every European country that is in the EU are just states, similar to the US states. So, we call them states. Not to say that you have to, but that's what we call them. So, anyways, yeah, if Andorra is not part of the EU, I'm pretty sure they are, but if they're not part of the EU, they are between the EU states of France and Spain. If it is part of the EU, then Andorra is the European state of Andorra, in our perspective. But just like some states, they get to keep their own forms of government, and as far as I'm aware, yeah, Andorra is a dual monarchy state, which is also to itself is very interesting, And it's helped govern Andorra for a very long time. So, and Andorra's still around, so hey, it works for them, right? So, could a modern nation adopt the form of shared monarchy? Could multiple sovereign rulers exist together within one system? After long and debate development, those ideas eventually helped inspire the creation of Nyx's modern triarchy government. Not one, not two, but three. Three co-monarchs ruling over the queendom. While Nyx is not a recreation of Sparta, Spartan shared leadership became one of the key historical inspiration behind its modern structure. Over time, these influences merged together. Ancient Greece provided mythology, symbolism, governance, inspiration, historical identity. Steampunk provided industrial imagination, visual culture, and creative expression. Together, they formed the cultural foundation of the Queendom of Nyx, a Greek steampunk nation. Nyx did not discover its identity overnight. It evolved into it, from mythology, to philosophy, to aesthetics, to government. The Queendom of Nyx continues to grow not only as a nation-building project, but as a civilization developing its own culture, identity, and vision for the future.
In the darkest of nights, in the darkest of days, it's all
If you're interested in learning more about the Queendom of Nyx and what it means to become a Nyxian, visit us at queendomofnyx.com to explore the community and learn more. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following the journey of the Queendom of Nyx.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx. United we stand, divided we fall.
in the darkest of nights, in the coldest of days, it's our comfort. In the dark of night, the winds have changed our night. Our freedom is unmatched, and just we fight for freedom and justice.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx.
We rise, we march, we fight, we live.
Rise, Queendom of Nyx.
United we stand, divided we fall. In the dark